gonna make a super cool beach bag, and it is perfect for beginners, but generally a really cool beach bag to have because it turns into a towel. All you need is 2 towels or just fabric for it and some fabric for bias tape, or you can also just buy a pre-made bias tape. So you either can match the bag to the pattern, then you'll just have to add like 1 centimeter, or you can make it a little bit wider. That's what I'm gonna make. Unfortunately, it's not gonna match then, but I think I need the width. So I'm gonna do 40 centimeters to 49 centimeters. And what I'm going to do is I'll just use a coloring pen, like a light color, to just make it super straight. Since I have a pattern, I can match it to the pattern, but you can totally just measure it. And just make sure it's going to be an even square. For the straps, I'm going to make it 7 centimeters and 62 long. For the bias tape, I will do 5 centimeters. And now I'm going to iron it in half. And then I'll just open it up again and we'll iron it to the middle. This I'm doing on both sides. Now I'm going to pin the bias tape onto the fabric, but first I'm gonna fold in the start and then I'm just pinning it down. With the corner, I am going to stop 1 centimeter earlier, so I'm gonna put a pin as a marker because here I want to start sewing down until here, and for the corner then stop here and go directly into the corner. Here I'm going to stop, put the needle down, and then sew exactly towards the edge. And back. So now, since I'm in the edge, I'm just going to grab it and fold it to straight to the edge. So I'm like pushing it up this side flat, and then here where it starts, I'm grabbing it and pushing it down that it's straight along the edge again. And now I'm pinning it here. And here it just folded like this. And I can start going down. And I'm going to sew down here until I'm at the next edge. Here again, I'll stop 1 centimeter before the edge and then go down direction edge again. And again, I'm going to grab it and turn it this direction, but I'm going to push it up until it matches the edge here. So it's straight along, and I'm going to pin it all the way up. Here again, cutting it off. And then I'm just folding it down. Now I can just fold it open and down the other side. Pin it down. Here to show, going flat and then again down, and you can match up the edge. Don't worry, the bias tape is not going to turn out nicely. You can just, before you pin it onto the towel, you just can sew it down on top of the bias tape along the edge. So now we've pinned it down, and we're going to put the nice side of the fabric onto the nice side of the fabric, and we are going to line it up. Since I have a pattern, it is quite easy for me, but if you don't have a pattern, just measure and place it in exactly the middle, and then you can just pin it down flat. Make sure the edges are aligned. I would also recommend to generously pin it down so it's going to be really in the place where you want it. Now I'm just gonna follow the crease and sew it down. Until you're in the corner, and then put the needle down, lift the foot and turn it around. You're gonna sew all around, and at the end and at the start you always do a few back and forth stitches. For the straps, I'm just gonna fold them in half, and then I'm gonna sew along with the overlock, but you can definitely just use the normal sewing machine and then maybe do a zigzag stitch to secure it a bit more, like this. And at the ends I'm just gonna make a little knot, and then I'll cut them off. Now I will take a safety pin, secure it at one end and just pull it through. Since this is going to be Since the fabric is so thick, it's not going to be as much fun, but for the end, I'm just gonna push about a centimeter into the inside. Leave it like that for now. Then for the other straps, so that you have to. Now the last thing is pinning on and sewing on the straps, and therefore I'm going to measure 15 centimeters from the seam, and I'll place one of the straps right here, and I'm just pinning it on. Same thing for the other strap. Because this is so thick, I'm carefully doing it by hand, ever so slowly. You can try very carefully. Always do a few back and forth stitches at the beginning, at the end, so that it's for sure secure. And that's it for the bag. So if you want to use the beach towel now, you can just lie it flat. But if not, you can just fold it. And then just turn it inside out. And there is way enough room for books and snacks and everything you need.